So this. Oh, just nearly dropped. Sorry, mate. Okay. All right. So I've put the rabbit back, so we didn't have any sort of tragedies, incidences. But he's absolutely fine, by the way. He's good. But what I wanted to try and do is use that example, because what I was going to say is that is literally a narcissist. Everyone's going to see that rabbit and go, ooh, you know, I posted a picture of him eating a carrot, okay, and it got 888 views. Most of my videos like hit the 200 mark and then just die off. So this is a narcissist. And he, obviously the rabbit's not a narcissist, it's just a metaphor. But narcissistic behaviour in the sense of everyone outside loves this person. So I was adopted by one, right? So this individual took me from the foster care system and adopted me and my sister, and then proceeded to not treat us very well. But that's by the by. Anyway, what I want to say is, I wish when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that sort of age, that I had access to the videos that people have got access to now. So the TikToks, the Instagrams and stuff. Because I knew something was wrong when I was a kid, but I couldn't fucking pinpoint it. I couldn't just put my finger on it. And you couldn't explain it. I couldn't explain it to people. I couldn't be like, he does things he shouldn't be doing. And people were like, well, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean? What do I mean? He's treating me badly. Well, explain it. And it was very difficult to explain. I want to give you an example. My bedroom was my safe haven to an extent, okay? And I didn't want to come down the stairs. And if I did come down the stairs, it was to come down the stairs, get me tea, and I'd spend as little time with him as physically freaking possible. In fact, a memory's just popped in my head. I remember going to France with them, right? Don't get me wrong, we went on abroad holidays and all that sort of stuff. But you can have money, and they were very middle class. You can have money and all that sort of stuff, but still be an arsehole, right? But all money does, I'm going on a tangent here, but all money does is accentuate your arseholeness or non-arseholeness. If you're a nice person, money accentuates it. If you're an arsehole, money accentuates it. So I remember going to France, right? And we'd gone with two families. So there's one family who was one of his clients, okay, we'd gone away with, who did a lot of bike riding and stuff with his sons. And this other family was of us, obviously. And I remember this individual being like, my adopted parent being like, do you want to come fishing with me? Not kind of house chance. Not kind of house chance did I want to go fishing with you. Or he said, do you want to go on a bike ride with this other dude? I was like, I'm going on a bike ride with that other dude. I remember him looking sad. He looked upset. His facial expression looked upset. But then, I'm like, you've done it to yourself. You know, if your kid doesn't even want to spend time with you. I remember, right, being in my bedroom and I used to see his big pickup draw down the driveway and it used to stop. And I used to see his big ginger head get out of the vehicle, right? And I remember this heavy, sinking, negative, here we go again type of feeling. Basically someone I didn't want to be around. So, to public, he was lovely. He was very much like the rabbit, who's now gone to sleep. He was very much like the rabbit. But behind closed doors, depending what mood he was on, he wasn't a very nice person. So, I'll give you an example. We had some friends round. And around certain people as well, he would be not very nice. So he used to like, and they all seem to like doing this, he used to like embarrassing me in front of people. I think I was the scapegoat. I think that's what they call it. So they used to like embarrassing me in front of people. So we had mugs, right? So we had mugs on the top shelf, which were special mugs. We had mugs on the middle shelf, and then we had like glasses and plates and all that sort of stuff. And if we had people round, he used to go, Joseph! Snip his fingers, and I'd have to go running like I was a dog. It's mad when you actually think about it, right? So I used to have to go running like I was a dog, like go running to him. Anyway, so he was like, right, make such and such a cup of tea, make me a brew, make your mum a brew, do this, do that, do the other. So I made these people a cup of tea. I got them a cup of tea, I got them this brew. And as I'm walking into the day room, so we had a day room and a lounge, right? The lounge was for posh events, it was for Christmas. Me and my sister weren't really allowed in the lounge, only on Christmas Day. The day room, yeah, I wasn't allowed in the bathroom. I take that back. I was allowed in the bathroom for a shower. I was only allowed to use the downstairs toilet. I wasn't allowed to use the upstairs toilet. And I wasn't allowed a bath in case my toenail scratched the bath. This sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. And when they built the outside shower, I was to shower outside and I was no longer allowed to use the upstairs bathroom. I'm just letting that sink in myself, right? Anyway, so we had these people around. I came down the stairs. I made these brews, and I'm walking in. I'm about 14, 15-ish at the time, 16, maybe 17. I'm not sure, something along them lines. But I used to always do this type of shit. So it could have been anywhere from the age of 13 all the way up to the age of 21, right? So I'm walking in with these cups of teas, and he stands up. He was a big, big lad. He stands up and he goes, "Get in that kitchen right now." And I'm like, okay. So I turns around, goes in the kitchen. He goes, "What the hell are you doing? You absolute idiot. What are you doing?" And he goes off on one. So he's locked his friends in the day room. I'm in the kitchen, and he is going schizo, mental, lost his shit. Why? Let me tell you why. Because the cups that I had used were not the cups for when the posh people come, for when people come round. They weren't the posh cutlery. They were the outside cups that we use when we are working outside. It was all about appearance. It was all about how he looked and how I made him look, how my sister made him look. We were, or I was, the scapegoat. When I left, my sister turned into the scapegoat. If you want me to talk more about this, leave me a comment, share, like, thumbs up, whatever. I have loads of stories that I could tell. And I'm not telling them because I want sympathy. I'm not interested in all that. I've dealt with it. I'm still dealing with it in many different ways, whether it's through my martial arts, training from home, doing my press-ups, my running, all that other sort of stuff, journaling, all that other sort of stuff, or whether it's from talking to people. But the reason I'm doing it, okay, the reason I'm doing these videos is because if you are in a situation, whether it be a relationship, whether it be parents, whether it be this, that, and the other, and you feel something is wrong, and you can relate to anything that I've just said in this video, you are not wrong. You are right in your thinking, and it is okay to seek help, and it is okay to reach out, and it is okay to tell a teacher or if you're a kid or a friend or a family member or a co-worker or whatever, and it's okay to seek advice. So yeah, basically that's what I wanted to talk about, and yeah, take it easy.